Hey guys, this is Philip. We're here before the shop opens at Murphy's Guitars in Bountiful. Today we're going to be test driving Fender's Champion 100. Let me just forewarn you, this amp means bad news for anyone who bought a Frontman 212 in the last 2 years. For the same price, you're getting basically the same setup. You got a 2x12 cabinet, 100 watt power amp, but the Champion's going to give you a whole lot more as far as tone control and effects that comes with it. If you remember on the Frontman, all you got was reverb. Here we have a whole array of effects that we can dial in on each separate channel. So let me go through this. First thing we're on is our channel 1, which is just the amp. There's no modeling effects on this. Right now it just has a pretty basic clean sound to it. I have the effects off, and we're just going to quickly roll through them. The first one is a wah effect, and we all know what that does, right? Here we go. Cool. Right now I have that effect at about 7, so I can make that a little bit more subtle if I want to. The next one's a flanger. Most of you remember a flanger, I think, from this song. I'm going to go over to the next channel. This is the channel that is going to model all my different amplifiers. If you watch the video on the Super Champ, this is actually the exact same modeling knob that you see on the Super Champ. So we have the tweed, which as I scroll through, you'll feel the switch click. There's actually more than one amp as I flip through the tweed section. These are your vintage Fender. Just like, I don't know if you can see in the back here, we have a tweed, a Blues Deluxe reissue. It's got that same, that's what they're talking about with the tweed. It's that covering instead of this black Tolex. So some of the vintage amps from the late 50s. The first click on here is going to be a tweed Bassman. The second one is a tweed Deluxe in a clean. Gonna give you like a real vintage, kind of a dirty sound when you crank it. I'm gonna move through these kind of quickly. The next one is the blackface. Technically, the Champion is a blackface amplifier. A lot of people have the misconception that a silver face or a blackface is referring to the color of the cloth here. So even though the mesh grill here is silver, the face, which all the control knobs are attached to, is black. So some of the popular blackface amps you know of are like a 65, you know, the Princeton, or the twin reverb, the Deluxe twin, silver face. More people are familiar with the Bandmaster, where the face is actually, it's a silver color. So the blackface modeling section is going to model a 65 twin. The next one's a 65 Deluxe. This is the twin reverb here on a clean, and that shimmers up a lot nicer than the tweed, in my opinion. This would probably be my go-to clean channel on this amplifier. I had a guy ask me on one of the other videos how much reverb you can push out of these. Fender reverb, they're known for that. You get a really lush, kind of a really cool, kind of a surf rock sounding, kind of drown your amplifier reverb. So I'm going to crank it. You can get an idea what that sounds like. You can hear that reverb hangs out for quite some time after. Not all of us want to sound like we're playing underwater, so I'm going to turn that down. As we move on, The next preset are the British channel, which British, they say British, but you know what they're referring to is, you know, the more popular Vox amps in the day. If you look through the manual, they just label this as 60s British clean. Which I haven't changed the volume at all. That amp has a lot more gain than the Fender amp that I was modeling just a second ago. The next one is a 60s, they call it like a compressed, crunchy compressor. It's got a little bit more dirt to it. I'm going to roll the volume down, turn the gain up. You'll see exactly what we can get out of this. Cool, we'll keep moving on. British 70s. Move on through the metal channel on this. This is actually going to do a number of amps. The first one on it is going to be a supersonic, which is that's going to be Fender's metal amp. So we can really get, you know, everything from like a really subtle kind of a dirty tone, really nice clean, to just over the top overdrive. I'll scroll through some of these other ones so you can hear how they sound. Oh, you know, I forgot. I told you. I lost track. I told you I was going to show you what that flanger does. Let me go back to that supersonic. Turn my flanger on. The only way I can describe it is it just kind of sounds like an airplane's flying through your living room. Let's whip through some of these other ones real quick as we go through the last channels. This is a vibrato. You'll notice when I turn on the vibrato, this starts flashing at me, and I can tap how fast I want to hear that effect. I'm going to flip to the last preset here, which is, it's a solid state, it's a Jazz Master. So we can really hear what these effects sound like. If I want it to go really slow, kind of an elongated vibrato, I just tap it to tell it how much I want. I'm going to turn the effect up. I want it quicker. Okay, I'm going to move through. Here's a chorus. kind of like that speed. I'm going to flip to the bridge pickup, the neck pickup. What am I talking about? Okay, here's just a straight delay. Now you can have all sorts of fun with this. I can do a really quick. As I click through it, there's going to be, it's going to just set how long that delay repeats out. So cool. Tremolo. There we go. Same thing like I did with the vibrato, I can change how fast or slow it does that. That's got a really long swell to it. Or I can speed it up. I can add a delay to it. That's a pretty crazy effect. And then of course we just have a plain old reverb that I showed you to begin with. So that's really it in a nutshell. The other thing that this amp has that the Frontman didn't is it has a built-in effects loop. So rather than running your pedals from cable to the floor to the amp, we can actually throw that effects signal into the preamp before it gets sent to the power amp. So that's a huge plus. And for $299, it's the same price as the old model. If you're interested, if you're in the market for this amp, we'd sure be happy to send it right to your house. Just get a hold of us. Check out our website. It's murphysguitars.com. Or shoot us an email if you want. We can tell you more about the amp, something maybe I didn't cover, or if you want an amp demo of something, one of the lower wattage models. This comes in the 100 watt. It also comes in a 40 watt, and it comes in a 20 watt. The circuitry is about all the same except for the effects loop, and the individual channels on the 40 watt and the 20 watt do not have separate effects control. So this amplifier comes with the foot switch, so you can preset each channel and switch in between them. Other than that, yeah, hit us up. It's mail@murphysguitars.com.